Hello, welcome back to Not Proper Classic. Another talking head today. I think hopefully you enjoyed the last one, so here's another one for you. And today is the tricky subject of car tax, road tax. Technically, I think it's vehicle excise duty here in the UK, and how much of a, I guess, kind of confusing and odd system that it is. Certainly, it seems like a lot new and different. Certainly on the new cars now, there's thousands of pounds. I think it's nearly £6,000 on some new cars. But I've got looking at what some of the other, I guess, kind of tax rates are, trying to talk through that and what I think should be implemented as a solution that seems to make sense, and will push people towards smaller, lighter, greener cars rather than, as was the case with diesels, or as is now seemingly the case with EVs that are, or certainly was the case with EVs, that, like 3 tons and cost like 150 grand. Now that's changing with the new system, I think. But yeah, let's jump in and have a look at what the system is and what I think it should be, and then you can let me know whether you think you agree or whether I'm just some kind of crazy lunatic with a camera with a YouTube channel. So looking at the first tax payment when you register a vehicle these days, perhaps on motorhomes as well. Yeah, it kind of starts off, if it's emissions free, it's 10 quid, which isn't too bad, and kind of goes up in stages, which seems to make sense. Diesel's obviously more expensive because diesels are bad now, not that were good back in 2016 or whatever it was when I had mine. It was good, but yeah, there you go. Look, over £5.5 grand for some cases, and then second rate tax payment, which is 12 monthly payments. It's a lot, so there's like £5.5 grand or so on some vehicles, and then if it's over 40 grand, you have to pay like a premium on that, which that seems like very much kind of a tax the rich kind of situation, which I understand and appreciate. But especially when electric cars are expensive, there's a lot that they're expensive cars. What can you get for under 40 grand EV wise? More now than you could have, but not loads. So they're kind of taxing people for trying to be green and go EV. So we'll see. But that's kind of the current tax vehicle excise duty structure here in the UK. That's a mouthful, trying to say that after a couple of years. But it's one of those, especially with EVs being as expensive as what they are. There are more kind of sub 40 grand now than there were, but you sort of think if you need a long range EV, you would be getting like a Tesla or whatever, and they're bound to be over 40 grand. I don't know exactly, and so you're paying an extra on top of that. And for something that's a relatively small payment compared to certainly a small value payment compared to the value of the car, it can impact decisions quite a lot, I guess. Company vehicles and so on, benefit in kind taxes changes, that will have an impact as well. But as for what I think, I haven't put numbers on this. It's kind of a general thing, and when I come to power and when it's not a proper classic government, vote for me. I think how it should look should be kind of something along these kind of lines. So I think it should be looking at kind of the vehicle, looking at emissions and weight and size. So small electric cars like the Honda Super N, so electric K car coming to the UK, should be the cheapest. Big, heavy, petrol guzzling cars like the Bentley Bentayga should be among the most expensive. Big, heavy, but low emissions or no emissions like the EQS should be less. Lightweight petrol cars, again, should be a different bracket. And then you've got those in the middle, like your typical Nissan Qashqais or SUVs that people buy. They should be kind of, again, somewhere in the middle. So, arguably an EQS could be similar to what the Qashqai is, or the Lotus Emira that was there. Obviously variables depending on that, so depending on emissions, but the general view is small cars should be taxed less, big cars should be taxed more, lighter cars should be taxed less, heavier cars should be taxed more, lower emissions less, higher emissions more. You can probably do stuff with the value of it as well, but that's, to me, kind of makes sense. Again, you're encouraging people to get smaller, lighter, more efficient zero emissions cars, which can only be better and helps with congestion. This is a K car convert talking here, so I like, I like my small cars, but that makes sense. And for what will be again, a relatively small amount of money in the scale of things can make potentially a huge bit of difference. So, you know, Honda Super N, for example, could be free road tax. Slightly bigger EVs could be 50 quid, 100 quid, 150 quid a year. Then you get the lightweight cars that have some emissions, could be 100, 150, 200. And then you get your likes of your Bentley Bentegas, your Rolls Royce Cullinans, Lamborghini Uruses, and so on. They can be into thousands of pounds that way, and that will avoid hopefully the need for paying per mile, which seems like a stupid idea and quite difficult to do. You sort of think likes of traveling nurses or traveling doctors who have to travel, you're basically penalising them for doing their job, which seems like such a bad idea. But there you go. So in a nutshell, small, light EVs, good, cheap, big, heavy, gas guzzling, heavy emissions cars, more expensive, bad. But let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this kind of type of video. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.